Hey everybody, what's up? Ray here again, and we are back in Minecraft, in my medieval world of Merath, specifically, as always, in the city of Linshire. So, I've done a few things, which I want to talk about, and I do have plans which I want to talk about towards, like, the end of the episode. So, what have I worked on? Well, for one, I have done some things in the, main part of the city that I'm currently working on, which I'll go over. This isn't too much, we'll be pretty quick in going over this. I have worked a bit on the harbor over there, and as I have already announced in the last episode, I think, or something like that, I have done a bunch of terraforming right over there where the swamp is, or will be, I suppose. We'll see. So, let's get into it. So, the first thing I've worked on is this bit right here. So this is the clothing store right at the market square here, and this bit here used to be street. The clothing store used to be just completely surrounded by street, which was pretty boring and I wasn't a big fan of it. So I decided to take this bit of street and replace it with this sort of little garden. It acts a bit as a front garden to this house, because that right there is the main entrance to the house. But it's just generally a garden as well. And remember in the last episode when I talked about how I've experimented with like blocking off certain paths where you can see other bits of the city, but you can't really get there directly. You have to find a path around, which would make the city more interesting. We have the same thing here with this little fence here. Now, obviously, you can theoretically jump over it, but the idea is that this prevents people from just walking straight through. They would have to go around the building and then get access that way. And it's nothing too special here, it's just a little garden. I am considering to redo it a little bit because I do have this like sort of wild stuff all the way on the shores here and stuff, but this is supposed to be a garden, right? Like a proper maintained garden, and I'm feeling that this is still feeling a bit too wild maybe to be like a proper garden. Although I'm not sure, maybe I'll just redo a few things here and there to make it a bit less random in a sense, a bit more organized, but we'll see about that. Generally speaking though, I really like it. There's a few nice seating areas here, a bit of a bench with a nice view of the river and the future, the noble area will be over there. This will be just city, I suppose, but yeah. This is the first bit. The second bit that I did in the city generally is over here. First of all, you can see I filled in this bit, like this between the bridge there and this like ramp up here. I filled this in, but there's nothing special happening here. You can also see the edge is missing. And I built 3 houses, or finished 3 houses. You've seen these like unfinished shells in the last episode, but now this building, and that building over there, these 3 are finished. And I quite like them. I like them. This building has this like awning at the front with this front entrance, which I quite like. Not much going on inside, obviously. If you go to the outside on the other side, here you can see that I've worked on the paths. These were just flat before, and I added all of these potholes, these little nooks and crannies, these shape randomization, if you will. And this really makes them feel a lot more alive than they used to. Before, like if you just go here where I haven't done it yet, you can just see how empty and dead this feels, right? This is a bit where I still need to do it. Still need to do all the shape randomization, or adding all of the little bits and details. One thing that's also still missing here are maybe a few wagons here and there, stuff like that. But generally, just having this shape randomization, these potholes and stuff, just makes the streets feel more alive. Just having these makes the streets feel more alive, I feel. Up here we have the that's the word, which you already know. This street here, by the way, I will replace with a backyard. Originally my plan was to just have this building go all the way here, and then have these 3 buildings, create a tiny backyard here. But it would have been boring. It would have again just been a building completely surrounded by streets and nothing else. And that's the thing that makes a city boring, So now I decided, I will block off somewhere there, and then block off right here, and then this entire bit here will become like a backyard thing. Also this, right? This will be one big backyard between these 4 buildings then. And then if you want to go from there, from the well to this bit here, you'll actually have to go through the building here. You'll have to go through here. If you just go over there real quick, you have to go through here, go along this path, and then you will reach this bit here, right? Or you go all the way around the other side. Those are the 2 options, but you can't just walk around this building freely anymore. And as I said in the last episode, this is the things that I feel makes the city more interesting to explore. So yeah, that's basically this. I don't have too much to say about the buildings. I mean, they're buildings. I do quite like them. They turned out pretty nice, but they're nothing special in my opinion. So yeah, they're nice buildings. Alright, talking about the harbor, a lot of things have happened here. Almost all of it is very unfinished. So before, we had all of this planning work going on here with the red wool and stuff, and there was just this like wall there, this flat wall, nothing special. So what I've done is I worked on the pier, I built the pier, I built the harbor wall design, and I also built the base for this tower. There will be this defense tower here which will protect the city from sea attacks and protect the harbor, stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of things have happened here, but everything is unfinished. Now the tower is obviously not done, but also when it comes to the wall design doesn't look too bad, as you can see. I really quite like what I've done here, but you might notice that there is absolutely no randomization here. There is no shape randomization, no material randomization, no structural randomization. Everything is the same. I want to replace a few of these with like other designs, and of course the other normal randomization stuff that we all know. I also want to add, want to open up a few of these here, especially on the pier. I'm probably gonna open up a few of these, you know, something like just this, so that, you know, ships can actually dock here, have their planks up to the harbor wall here, so that people can get on the ships, stuff like that. The wall, I didn't extend the wall all the way to the end here because I'm still not entirely sure how I'll design this. I want this to be like a few wooden piers with like small fishing boats and stuff, but that means that the harbor wall has to be integrated properly, which, yeah, I need to basically build this entire thing in one go, so I just stopped here. You can also see like there's nothing on the harbor yet, right? This is literally just world edit, material randomization, and that's it. So this needs some shape randomization. This also needs the details like cards and all that kind of stuff. This thing lacks life, and well, and it also lacks buildings. So yeah, not much that has been finished in that sense, but a lot of progress nonetheless. And I'm really looking forward to actually continuing work on the harbor, because the harbor is going to be very interesting, believe me. Especially keep in mind that this is just a small bit of the harbor. The harbor will extend all the way, like all the way across the coast there, and beyond that point there towards where the city wall will intersect with the coastline, right? The harbor will basically go along the entire length of the city coast. And yeah, that will be very interesting, especially because I have a few very interesting things planned, which I didn't tell you about yet, and I won't tell you about until the time comes, but I have a few interesting elements planned for the harbor, so you can look forward to that. And for the last topic of this episode, this is the beginning of the swamp. I basically terraformed this entire area. Here you can see the pillar that marks the city wall that will go around here, and it will meet up there with the city gate. You can see the city over there. So this is all just flat plains, and then here we get into the swamp area. Like this is all swamp, and then here we have all of the swamp area, and this swamp is pretty massive. I've only terraformed a little bit of it really, and it's already taken a lot of time and been quite a lot of area. So you can see if I just follow the coastline here all the way, it goes all the way to there. It's quite a while to actually get there. Actually, I can just increase my flying speed so that we can get around more quickly, because like this is really necessary. If I'm standing on the southern edge of the swamp here, you can't even see the city anymore. I have to go like a third of the way into the swamp to even see the pillar that marks out the city wall. So yeah, it's pretty big. South of this, this is future plans, of course. This will be a bit more normal plains and stuff, and then we'll have the southern coast here. So you can see the coast just does this turn here, and then we have the southern coast here, and there will be more stuff over there, which I will talk about in the future. Actually, one tiny thing that I can talk about, plant things. This is a bit of a bay here. This is a bay area. As you can see, it's completely unfinished, but you can tell that this is a bay, right? It looks a bit like a doorknob, actually. But again, I need to finish up the shape of the bay anyway. But this right here will be another city. Well, not a city, a like small town thing, which will go right in the nook here. And yeah, this will continue onwards. They will have like a mountain range there, and this entire flat area here will become swamp eventually, but I didn't get around to doing all of it. Over here, this is like the northern edge of the swamp. And this is something that I've done. I've basically created this L. This is what I've actually terraformed. And north of that, I've worked a bit on the plains here, like this plain bit here. This is the lake that you already know. So basically from this point on, this was where the edge was roughly. So from this point on south, I built all of this. And I will have to continue the swamp over westwards. And I will have to continue the train here over westwards. And that actually brings me to the last point of this video, and that is plans for the future. Okay, plans. So, one thing that I really noticed over the last couple of months, you will have noticed I haven't really uploaded anything over the last couple of months. And part of it was because I just had other things to do, you know, life and stuff. But part of it was also because I wasn't really motivated a lot to build on the city. The problem was that I was basically only building on the city. Actually, terraforming the swamp south there was the most fun that I had. Building the houses, even building the harbor. Like, that's interesting, but it's all just city and more city and more city, and it becomes very boring after a while. And I want to do other things. So one thing that I really noticed, what I need to do is diversify. Keep in mind, this is a big world, right? This is not just the city, as I always say. This is just one of the cities in this world, and I want to build a lot more stuff. I want to build different cities. I want to build like villages and farms and castles and all that kind of stuff. But I can't at the moment because there is no space there. So what my plan is for the future is I want to extend my terraforming efforts westwards here, right? I'm not gonna prioritize the swamp that much because the swamp will still take a while until I get to actually do it. But I want to just extend the western plains here way further so that I can build farms, I can build villages, stuff like that. And that will give me more variety and more options to actually build things. Like to build different things, you know. So if I'm tired of building city houses, I can just hop over, build some farms or build some villages, stuff like that. Maybe I'll figure out a place to put a mine, and I'll be able to work on that. I will also expand eastwards. If we just jump over there with the magic of video editing. Here we are on the eastern edge of the city, back at the harbor, right? This right here, this river, still unnamed river, by the way. But this is the eastern edge of the city. There will be this bridge over here. And I have done some terraforming towards the east of the city. This was still in the time-lapse times. And my plan here is that I want to terraform here as well. Specifically this bit right here. I want to like fill this in. The coastline would go like this and then around like that. And I want to fill this in because right over here I have some mountains planned, and I want to build a castle here that's already like planned where I want the castle to be and stuff like that. So I want to definitely do that because I just want to build a castle. So yeah, terraforming this will allow me to also switch over to building the castle. So then I would have like several different things that I can build. I can build on the city, I can build on villages, I can build on farms, I can build on the castle, all that kind of stuff. And that is the plan for the future. So probably in the next update video you will see a lot of terraforming from me, because I won't be building that much. I will be focusing on terraforming. So next episode you can look forward to that. And apart from that, I do intend to well, be more consistent with my uploading again, so you can look forward to that as well. And that's basically that for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and see you next time. Goodbye.